Welcome to Star Citizen, and today I'm doing a simple review on the Aegis Vanguard Hoplite. Out of all the Vanguard variants, this is the only one which is not classified as a heavy fighter. Instead, it is classified as a dropship. I'm guessing it's because it has 6 seats in the back and a pretty wide weapon rack. We have 4 variants of this ship total. The Hoplite, which I'm talking about today, the Harbinger, Sentinel, and Warden. For the most part, they have the same stats. Major difference being the weight and the movement speed difference in some of these variants. So what is the difference between the rest of these 3? Harbinger actually has the strongest gunner turret in all of these 3 ships. It's got size 3s instead of size 2s, which you usually get. Compared to Hoplite, it has a habitation area in the back. Next up, we have the Sentinel, which offers us an EMP. It also has accommodations in the back and is quite similar to the Harbinger on the inside. And for the last ship, we have the Warden. Warden is the fastest of all of these ships. I believe he has also the longest boost, and it also has accommodations area in the back. All of these ships actually come with military grade equipment, and they do have very specific weapons they can equip to their nose. Those are the size 2s. Back to Hoplite. So in general, the loadout isn't that bad. The ship actually comes with decent military gear, and the only thing that are kind of bothersome are that it has all ballistic weapons, even for the turret. Personally, I would swap around at least the size 2s in the nose and the size 2s in the turrets. Size 5 is your own pick if you want something special there, or you want another laser repeater or something like that. I would have nothing against a size 5 Gatling ballistic if it wasn't the Revenant variant, which is one of the most horrible ones at that tier. As for my own loadout, I did not see the need to swap out my equipment, as the military grade is quite nice. It's C, plus the ship is considered size 3 I believe, and it comes with size 2 shields, which means you get the front and back shield, and it's quite nice. I consider it important to get the GVSR size 2s for the nose. There are very special size 2s these ships can attach, and I wanted size 2s for my nose, and I want them to be laser repeaters. Now, as for the size 5, I did not need to go for attrition because it actually takes quite a while to recharge my energy weapons. This ship has some heavy duty firepower, but it comes with a limitation if you are forcing everything into energy. So I could have used a cannon, a ballistic weapon, something other instead of this laser repeater. At the moment, I just maximized the DPS by putting all the laser repeaters. As for the turret, I really didn't focus on it, but it does get some nice angles above the ship. So your extra gunner can help you pretty much in most scenarios. The ships can also have a lot of rockets, or rather few high quality rockets. Depending on your preference, you can either fill the space with rockets, or you can just put some big rockets and prioritize them, or prioritize your targets with those. But if you want to go for quantity, 32 size 1s is quite formidable. Since it is a heavy fighter and it is not that maneuverable, it does have a turret, so you can bring a friend along to optimize your chances. You are not that great against light targets, but you are pretty good against these medium-sized opponents, which you can burn down. Preferably even some industrial or cargo ships that you can harass. Although you can burn down your opponents in light ships with actually a rather short, heavy burst, it can depend on the situation. As for the inside of the ship, there are 6 seats for your dropship troops. There's also a wide weapon rack, and you can access the modules all over the ship. Since it is a rather big ship, it can take quite a bit of beating before going down. You can lose some wingtips or receive some heavy damage and still be quite operational. But do not overestimate the ship. It is a good ship, it is a big ship, it is a beefy boy, it is a strong one. It can ditch out and it can take in, but it still is a heavy fighter and it cannot take on the world. I'm not sure this is the best variant. It is a dropship, it gives your basic necessities and you can carry troops with it, but that's pretty much all about its speciality. You can carry troops with other ships as well, just load some players on and move them around. There's plenty of space inside all of these 4 variants. Perhaps if ever there will be implemented a dropship gameplay, this ship will serve a purpose, being a heavy hot zone combat scenario dropship, being also combat ready and, well, quite capable. But right now, I think other variants might actually be better. It still has its own little green look, which I guess you can't go wrong with, but all of them are pretty much the same with slight differences. I guess it's just up to your preference at the moment, but the Vanguard series itself is actually pretty fun, especially if you grab a friend with yourself, and you do get to use the interior unlike some other heavy fighters. Anyway, thanks for watching.